Yo, 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 what's going on with y'all? It's your boy Convo with Marlo. Today I got a very special guest here with me today. Who do I have the pleasure being here with?
You're with Olney Tugwell. I'm the mayoral candidate, one of the many, in this upcoming municipal election.
Wow. Now, before I get into any serious questions, first thing I want to ask you is, how are you feeling?
You know what? I'm feeling good. I'm a morning person, so I'm ready to go.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, you're not joking because it's 9:30. This is one of the earliest interviews I had to do. What makes you a morning person? A lot of people with things like this, they like to make it at 5, 6 p.m. Why do you want to do it at the crack of dawn?
Well, I was sharing this with you earlier. Growing up, I played basketball, so my regimen growing up, and this is from about 10 years old, was getting up at like 6, 7 in the morning, usually 6:30. And I'd go do my 500,000 shots, my layups, I would do my crossovers, all by myself, my bank shots. I actually have a neighbor who is funny. He used to say he used to hear me when I was working on my bank shots go bing, bing.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I didn't even notice that obviously everybody else was sleeping, right? So, this is just part of me, and I'm bringing this into City Hall as far as the work ethic and motivation to get things done nice and early for all
Nice and
Minnesotans.
early.
Yeah.
Man, and what time would that be at whenever you be doing those bank shots? How early in the morning was that at?
It'll be between 6 to about 7:15, 20, because then I'll go get ready. You're talking about high school, right?
High
so
school
I'll go
days.
get ready, shower up, and then I'll go do the same thing at school.
Jeez. So you're not sore or anything on the way to school? Your body's just prepared
Not
or what?
then? Are you ever?
I mean, I guess, yeah. I get it.
Not when you love something.
That's true.
Not when you love something.
Okay, now before I get into all the serious questions, what's your background? Where are you from?
Okay, so I'm from Canada first and foremost. Grew up with a single parent. I grew up here in Edmonton. Completed Emile High School. Got a full scholarship in 1996 to attend Mary University in North Dakota, Bismarck, North Dakota. From there, played ball for many years, returned to Edmonton to finish my degree at Concordia, undergraduate degree at Concordia University here in Edmonton. After that, the first job was at Bosco Homes, and then after that, I started working in organizations like Oil Street Transitions Program, Stepping Stones, worked in Yellowhead Youth Center as a relief worker. While I was working there, I had multiple jobs back then. When you're getting into the field, it was a lot different than now. Jobs are harder to come across for young people now. Moved on from there, got my first job with the government of Alberta as an AISH generalist. Worked as a wage worker with AISH for approximately a year and a half, maybe a year and 6 months. After that, moved on, worked at the Catholic Social Services in their FASD program. Working with young people who were involved with the justice system, specifically who were suspected of having FASD at that time, and then we would help them go through the process of getting diagnosed. After that, met a lot. By the way, I love my Catholic Social Services. That's a job that I'll forever hold dear, because that job, laid a foundation in regards to community work, in regards to working with families and agencies at the grassroots level. Their Hope Mission program is at this point, it should be national and world renowned with all the work that money that comes in for that organization does in our community, and it's one of many organizations in our community. After that, I moved on and I got my first job in 2014 as a probation officer with the provincial government.
Nice.
In Lac La Biche, Alberta, working out of the provincial building, working along municipalities, working with First Nations all across rural Alberta. Meanwhile, still living in Edmonton and driving back and forth.
How long of a drive is that? Lac La Biche back to Edmonton?
2-hour drive.
2 hours?
Yes.
Holy, you're committed.
I'm always committed.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in the beginning, it was difficult to actually find rooming in 2014. The oil was still going strong. So it took me initially about 6 months to even find a place, and then obviously, the rents back then was high. But I decided to buy my home, and I wanted to buy it where where I've been living in Edmonton. So I actually bought a home here, and I just decided that for me, safety too, but also because I'm a city person. I felt it was good for me just to drive back and forth. So did that from 2014 to 2023 while I was working in probation. I was a part of many committees and ERG groups. One committee in particular was the Leadership Engagement, Deputy Minister Leadership Engagement Committee. And this committee is a committee that oversees leadership as far as policy development and implementation with the Alberta Public Service. Working with 5 different governments and a number of different senior managers and executives is where I got my coaching, and my many leaders who coached me and led me into getting my Master's of Educational Leadership and Administration in 2023. At that point, I wanted to build on my educational leadership and also get some principal training, as well as work with youth just to see how the school systems were. So took a 2-year contract, left probation. When was it? It was August actually 30th. It was a week later actually. Took a contract with Heart Lake First Nations, worked as their health and wellness director at their Cole School, K to 12. Wonderful experience. Also sat on the Tribal Chiefs Education Foundation, which worked with, specifically, we were working with developing land-based training and land-based education for Indigenous youth, but as well as everybody, because I think that's an important piece of even me running for mayor in Edmonton. We got to be not only recognize that we're on Treaty 6, Treaty 8 land, but we also have to recognize that, the Indigenous people have to be involved like every other community in Edmonton in the loop. We're all out of the loop, but especially our First Nations have to be in the loop, whether it be discussions on separation, whether it be discussions on, right now the city has they have programs in place to assist with housing, but we have to go beyond that. So after working at that level with this committee for 7 years, I moved on.
See, there's 2 things that you said that really caught my attention. One, I'm still on the Lac La Biche thing, 2-hour drive, because first thing that comes to my mind is the winters we have here are not normal. Minus 43 for a week, feels like 51. One, how do you drive in that? And 2, I really like how you acknowledge the First Nations, because a lot of things that us people forget to do is like give credit where credit is due. The land belongs to them, but for some reason we tend to fight about it not really belonging to them, or it was built off us, built off them, and so on. So first thing is driving to and from Lac La Biche 2 hours. That's wild. So
it was intense, and yes, a lot of times I was on the highway with just the snow clears, which I was always earlier than them. That's the funny thing. But
did you have a sedan or a truck?
Yeah, I did. I had a Jeep.
A Jeep. Okay, there you go. A Jeep definitely.
In the beginning, I had a car.
Yeah.
But as long as you have winter tires in Alberta, you're good to go.
You're good.
Yeah, it's important to have winter tires.
Of course.
I'm a promoter of winter tires. So.
Of course. And also, I like the recognition you're giving to the First Nation people. How you said this is a treaty land. Treaty, what'd you say? 6 it was?
6 and 8.
6 and 8, and you don't hear that much. Now my next.
Well, all the councillors tend to, they do the, reconciliation, acknowledgement of land and acknowledgement, we should be acknowledging First Nations all the time. This isn't a protocol. It is a protocol.
It's sad because it's obvious.
Us always acknowledging First Nations.
As obvious as it should be, it's not.
No.
We tend to forget that it's theirs first. They were here first. Now my next question to you is, you're running for mayor, and obviously I hope you for the best in the run. What do you have to say to those that may say things like, you don't look like a mayor, you don't look like the type to run for mayor? Because if it's one thing I remember, when our current mayor Sohi was running for that position, those comment sections were crazy. The way they were talking about him, you would have thought they knew him personally. So for those that have to say, you don't have the mayor look, you don't sound like a mayor, you don't look like a mayor, what's your rebuttal?
What does a mayor look like? That's like everybody reminding me that I'm black. I've been black my whole life. I grew up in Canada. This is a multicultural country. I've never grown up with one nation or nationality or one culture. This has actually taught me many cultures, and I want young people in our city to continue to have that community atmosphere and that community feel when it comes to representation in the city hall office or in the provincial office or at the federal level. It really, what does it look like? Well, because you're used to seeing a particular culture or particular nationality in these positions, I think it's representative of the people, and it actually reflects the transition that we're going through now. You wouldn't see me here if the city was managing our budget effectively and efficiently. You wouldn't see me here if the city councilors, who've been there for over a decade, so I don't want to hear it, save it. After a decade, I think we have a track record of, what you've done and decisions you've made and actions you've taken. So, I wouldn't be here if everything was running smoothly. Sometimes, you need somebody of the people, from the people, to represent the people and the voices of the people, and that's where I come in. I just happen to always have been in the background, never really desired. Even now, I'm doing this because campaigning is important, and this has been a wonderful experience, by the way. Even you, I appreciate you inviting me for these interviews, because sometimes you have to get used to a new voice. Change is not easy for nobody, and don't think it ever is going to be. Change is sometimes turbulent. Change is sometimes, it's the unknown. But guess what? When you have somebody who's a truth teller, like myself, somebody who's not corrupted by the system, like myself, somebody who's been a helper my entire career, like myself, I think, empathy, compassion, being engaged, listening, and actually helping. That action is important, and that's what we're lacking in our current city council. They don't care. I think you get jaded, and I've already shared that in the first forum. I think you do get comfortable, and you like the perks. Let's get real. Well, perks aren't important to me. What's important to me is that we stabilize our budget. We're going to review our taxes, the business plan. We're going to make sure that if there's any, it comes down to the spending.
Definitely.
So it's not necessarily the taxes, but you know what? We're going to review that too. Just because if we're going to do a full audit of all our relationships, all our contracts, and really look at where the money is being, the city's taken and where it's being spent, those programs are not active, we deactivate. The programs that the citizens and communities of Edmonton desire, we implement. It's a very simple process, and I'm tired of, yes, there's a system in place. It's a municipal system. Yes, there's a provincial system in place, but it's all about the people. I'm representative of the people, so a lot of these councillors, this is their first time on here. These 10 years, they started off learning off of us. These mistakes and the mismanagement, of our city and our city budget is a reflection of them learning on the job. Well, for me, I've been at the provincial level for over a decade. I've worked with 5 different governments as far as senior leadership. I've been coached, I've been championed, I have many colleagues. I have colleagues who are currently working at the senior level with the city right now, who they're cheering me on. They know it's an uphill battle, but did they have a special look? I think it's a benefit to have somebody who's younger, somebody who's in tune with our young people, somebody who's going to turn Edmonton basically into the entertainment capital of the prairies. I promise everybody that. Right here on your show. I haven't released it yet, but my intention, one of my main industries that I plan on establishing in Edmonton based off of all the elements that currently exist here, is a film industry. I have a 10-year plan I'll be releasing the first week of September. 3 phases. First phase, approximately based off of my research and the work I'm doing with the community, should gross our city over $80 million. And that's just the first phase. Calgary last year grossed $400 million on their film industry. Why does the capital city not have a film industry? Why are we getting disrespected? Why do they think we don't deserve to have that infrastructure? Well, because each councillor has their own agenda. Edmontonians, I'm of you, so I'm speaking to people and knocking doors every day, and we're having real conversations. I'm not skipping over, I'm actually talking to each individual. So what you just shared with me as far as the look, And as far as what people perceive or I don't talk like that, I'm getting different answers as I knock doors around Edmonton, and I've been all around Edmonton. So I think it's just a change thing. When it comes to change, it's difficult and it's new. You'll get used to me because once I become mayor, I intend to continue engaging with each community. I'm opening up City Hall. It's totally underused. I'm opening it up. Gentlemen like you, other grassroots organizations, we're going to turn that place inside out in regards to engagement. We're going to make sure that we're bringing Edmontonians into the fold. We're no longer going to keep them, oh, I know it all. I watched your interview with that counselor. He seemed to be preaching a lot. Do we look like we're kids? Is this university? I already graduated. I already got my master's. Sorry, save your experience, and you're a nice person, but you know we don't. Raheem Jeffers said in the first debate I did online with him, and this is, you know, I've held this in my brain that the city council, they believe they're smarter than the people who elected them. I disagree. I think it's about the people, and it's about us supporting the communities and those individuals in each community in regards to them electing us into that political space. So, hope I wasn't too long-winded, but I tend to go on rants.
No, and I love that. I love the rant. I love people that you ask them a question, they turn that question or the answer to a story. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. My next thing to you is, let's say, boom, you become the mayor. What are some of the biggest things you are gonna attack? Because in the scenario you just had going on, you're talking about the taxes, the possible taxes. Now, besides that, what else?
Well, my priorities are the review of our property taxes in our business plan, reestablishing a relationship with the provincial government, transparency in government, which is what my rant was as far as opening up and bringing Edmontonians in. We could go about things a lot more practical and involve our communities within Edmonton a lot more, as well as focus on those policies and those regulations preventing business from entering downtown Edmonton, preventing businesses to be able to flourish within the city limits. So any policy, any regulation, anything hindering, not benefiting small business in Edmonton, we'll be reviewing. I'm going to be reviewing every angle, every element. Rezoning, I'm big on. I had a citizen, this was 2 months during K-Day, she sent me an email, and I really appreciate that email, where she talked about small homes and the fact that she went to Klondike Days and spoke with a company called Trade Winds Homes, and beautiful, beautiful hardwood floors, washer and dryer, bathroom, just a beautiful little mini house. So she wrote me and said, well, why isn't the city encouraging this business? The gentleman told her, she said, the city, is not willing to rezone to allow them to do business in Edmonton. Now, these small homes are being used in the Northwest Territories, minus 55 Celsius. So our homeless people should be in the bush. Our homeless people should be on the side of the highway. We should open up LRT to let them be in. Well, we can rezone certain areas, whether it be on the outside of Anthony Hyundai or whether it be on the inside of Anthony Hyundai, to allow support and shelter. That way we can deal with the mental health. We can deal with the addictions. But if they're going around and they don't have stability, how are they supposed to deal with their mental health and addictions? How are we effectively supposed to support that? How? They don't have shelter. There are programs, the EPS currently has a program, it's called the HELP program. They did a presentation while I was a PO, and I really liked the program then. They've gotten funded there. I think this would be a good supplement to them, because what they're doing is they're keeping in touch with all those people who are homeless, and what they're doing is they're keeping the data, so they're providing surround services, but there are still some people who are moving and grooving just due to whether it be, the mental health or their addiction. So I think we provide them shelter in certain areas. It makes it a lot easier for these groups to support and keep engaged. That way we know where they're at. That way, okay, they're stable. It might take 2 to 3 years. Guess what? These aren't permanent. We can pick these mobile homes up and we can move them somewhere else and refurbish that land.
Yeah, yeah.
What's so hard about rezoning to suit and to help benefit those who are struggling, our vulnerable population? And this is it. The city's so disconnected. And you know what? They're doing a lot of good. You know what? The city's doing a lot.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't know how to follow through. And these career counselors who are currently running, if they weren't able to get any of their ideas pushed by so-called colleagues that they've been working with for over a decade, what makes you think their ideas are so good for us now if they run and become mayor? It doesn't reflect our opinions. I know for a fact it doesn't reflect on the young people. They're old.
Yeah, yeah.
They're disconnected. It's just they can't even lie about it. You know, they're doing the old traditional route. I believe I need to continue to connect with young people like you doing this route as far as podcasting and, you know, bringing you guys along.
Exactly.
You know, we have a huge industry here, and I've been talking to everybody. And from what I'm gathering, you know, everybody's ready for this change. It's just a matter of, you know, them believing in one candidate. So right now I believe I'm the best, and I believe, you know, when I become mayor, one of the first things I'll be doing is, you know, going and introducing myself to every single individual in the city manager's office, because it's important for them to understand that we're about to do big business here, and we're going to turn the city into one of the most, we're bringing it back to the capital city status. Let me just put it to you that way. Because, you know, Calgary's not the capital. They have to come down to the legislative grounds to pass legislation.
Yeah. You see, the one thing I got to say I really like is the confidence. You're screaming confidence, and I could see that. I could see that from a mile away. The crime rate.
Yes.
The crime rate in the city. Obviously, with what I do, I see what toll it has within our city. And what I notice is also the types of people that come in and out of jail is for the most part is a certain race. Now, with that being said, do you have any programs to offer? Do you have any things to put certain people in to keep them away? What I'm really
what are you asking specifically?
What I'm asking is what is your idea, your proposal to bring down the crime rate?
If you're aware, the crime rate's down. It's down, you know, based, I guess, I heard it on 880 Ched. I listen to it frequently. By the way, you can invite me to your radio station. I know I'm not a name brand person, but come on, 880 Ched. I've been listening to you since I'm in high school. Shay, come on, Shay. I love your show, man. Damn. Like I just told you, I'm coming from the justice. I'm coming from probation. There's no way to solve the crime. I think it's important for us to work closely with the new chief to figure out what their plan is and their framework. I think you have to allow professionals to do their profession. In regards to meeting regularly with the chief, I intend to do that. In regards to, and I have the support, they have the support of me. I'm an XPO, like, we're all one. They know that. I don't have to tell anyone that. They know that. So as far as the city supporting our EPS, they've always had my support, and they'll continue to have my support. I need to find out what they need and what they're willing to compromise on in regards to the budget coming up.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know, because I want to make sure that they have enough manpower, women power, to effectively support the safety of Edmontonians. I'm going to be reestablishing LRT officers in the LRT. So I want them also to, along with the sheriffs, to work collaboratively with these new young people coming in as these LRT officers, to support and teach them the necessary things they need to know to effectively protect our LRTs as we expand, whether it be south, east, or southwest, to West Edmonton Mall, to the River Cree, whether it be, by the way, we need extension northwest. We need extension to the Castledown area. And that's another thing. I under the impression years ago that they had a plan, but like I just told you, the action is just never there, and that's my frustrating thing. How do you put a plan in place and you don't follow through with that plan? I don't want to get all hyper with you, but you're getting a truth teller. Truth tellers are hard to take. Nobody wants to deal with the truth, Marlo. No one wants to deal with the truth. So when you're hearing the truth for the first time, it's going to be difficult, but I'm here to support all the counselors. I look at myself as being the captain of the team, just like any other team. And it's our job and responsibility to work together. So I hope that answers your question.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Let the professionals be professionals, just let's work with them and support them like I intend to do with all these grassroots organizations, whether it be housing, whether it be support groups at the grassroots level for our vulnerable population, whether it be new companies coming in, whether it be existing companies who exist here, whether it be the people here. It's an open door policy when I'm mayor, and I'm dead serious. 24 hours, you're getting a response.
Ooh.
If it's not from my assistant, you're getting it right from me. If I have to
Personally.
call you when I get it, I'm calling you just to let you know I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but listen, you're on my mind. I've heard. I'm going to respond.
You're letting the people know.
Well, I'm rooted in Edmonton and guided by the voice of Edmontonians. That's my slogan, and I mean it. It's from the heart. This is Edmontonians gave me that slogan.
Yeah.
I never came up with it. They told me this in the beginning in January when I first was getting my nomination package together and knocking on those doors. They're like, man, you're really rooted. You're really passionate.
Yeah.
You really want to represent us, eh? And it's like, represent you, rooted. And then it just came together.
Of course. Now, becoming a mayor as we know, is a very important role for our city. How are you going to deal with the hecklers? And by hecklers, I mean, let's say you're out in public, you're going to the store with your lady, your kids, whatever the case may be, and someone comes up to you, hey, that policy you just brought in, I'm not a big fan, and they tell you literally how they feel. And they may not be so kind about it. They may curse you out. They may say, oh, you're not really good at your job type of thing. But I'm saying it in a nice way. Some people are real vulgar about how they speak to when they run into someone with, how would I say it?
A position like that?
Someone with a big position. If you're always wrong in someone's book, in someone's eyes.
Well, you're not going to please everybody.
You cannot please
everybody. But I'm
everybody.
going to take the time to listen to everybody. Hecklers. You can come. The fact that you said they can walk up to me, that should show you. Try to walk up on one of these current counselors. Try it. See how far that gets you.
Yeah, yeah.
Me, yes, you'll have access because I live here. I've been here my whole life. I'm not going anywhere. Like I said, I'm of the people. I'm from the people. It's the people that's brought me here, and they're the ones who are supporting me and telling me to keep going. We believe in you. And yeah, if someone comes up to me, everybody's allowed to, especially as a mayor. I want you to come up. Just like now when I knock doors. Yes, tell me what's going on. How can I help? What can I do? Not everybody's happy and pleasant as you knock these doors. Even yesterday, I had multiple people. I'm not part of the system, and you're just another guy. You're going to get in there, and you're going to do this. And I let them speak, and then I just try to, well, what can I do to make you feel at ease?
That's good.
And guess what? Nothing. Boom!
Close the door.
And it slammed it. Boom!
Hey.
But guess what? The fact that he took the time to express his emotions and where his mind was at, and even allowed me to interact, that's a huge deal. Mm-hmm. You know why? He might just go check out my platform and check out my website just for the hell of it. When I go back there, which I will be there, and then next week I'll be back in the same area, knocking all the same doors again. Mm-hmm. Maybe this time he opens the door. Maybe this time he asks a question. And maybe I'm able to tell him what I intend to do to help support him and his view, right? So, yeah, I'm from probation, man. It's not really much you can do in regards to heckling and all that stuff. It's important for me to keep myself safe, of course. Like anybody, you have to be cautious when anyone walks up to you. But I'm pretty confident that, there's no reason. If you come express yourself. As far as issues, I've never had any now, and I'm talking to people all the time. Been here all my life.
Yeah, yeah.
So
there was a thing earlier that you said that I really like, where you said people will always be hearing from you within 24 hours. If it's not from your assistant.
My goal and objective is 24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours.
If it's not from the assistant, it's from you personally.
Yes.
So does that mean you're gonna have your phone number, like your personal line, out there for those to reach whenever they'd like?
Well, I'm actually gonna set up a specific line for Edmontonians that my assistant will, monitor and take in the emails, But I'm a big look at the emails, so just, we'll go through it. It'll be part of my daily routine, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna incorporate it into my morning routine. It's really not a big deal. Listen, I do this. It's not a big. I think the impression is that when you get there, because of all these obligations, you can't make time. That's the difference. I'm of the people, man. I'm gonna make time.
Of course.
All the obligations, they'll be there. If they start without the mayor, okay. I'm helping. Like
Yeah.
I'm making sure things are straight so that when I come here, I can tell everyone this is what we're doing. As the days pass, this is what's happening. I intend on having, weekly forums, and not just in public. I want you to come into City Hall. I want us to cater that place out.
Come in personally.
I want everybody, the city. I want everyone to come in there, young people. One of my intentions is to open it up to plant. In my head, it's called planting seeds. You guys can take that. It's planting seeds and when I mean planting seeds program, I want all the kindergartens, from public, private, and all the indigenous schools, all the alternative schooling, home schools, to come down there. We're going to set up all the companies that exist in Edmonton. We have some of the best tech companies, world renowned, right here. People don't even know that.
Yeah.
We're going to get all those businesses on there. We're going to make it one of the best times of these young people's lives, so that when they associate and think of City Hall, they think, oh, there's opportunity. I had such a good time there.
Yeah.
I want to work there when I grow up. That's how we're going to do the onboarding. Start off small, and then what I intend to do with the high schoolers is, when you get to 12, if we can do 11, I want all the high schoolers from all the high schools, and now, a lot of these companies and potential companies that they might want to work for, now they're having, they're getting introduced to seeds being planted in City Hall. We're there as well, showing you. We got the city manager's branch, we got the council, this is how it works. They're doing it now, but they're not going to do it at the rate I'll be doing it, which will be monthly.
Yeah. See, oh man, I'm loving it. I don't know if this is too much into your world. Let me know if it's not. But here's something I've been wondering for the past little bit. So as of right now, AUPE. Have you ever heard of AUPE? Okay, AUPE, that the correctional officers are under it, teachers, LRN nurses, all are under it. They've been asking for a raise for the past while.
That's provincial though.
Oh, okay, that's not in.
Yeah, that's provincial.
Okay, no, but what I was just gonna ask you is just your thoughts on it, like people that are asking for raise that are out here.
Well, this is the thing when it comes to union. I'm a supporter of laborers. Just like I'm going to support the city. They don't know that yet, but I would vote for me because you got my support.
Yeah.
I think the LRT that just finished negotiation got a 3% raise over the next few years or whatever. 3%? It is 3%. They just negotiated that, which is great. If I was mayor, you guys probably would have got more. I'm just saying. Because that's how much I respect laborers. I think, hardworking Albertans, a lot of people here are working 2-3 jobs. Our young people are graduating with degrees in social work, and degrees in psychology, and degrees, all these degrees, and they're not able, or even specific trades, or even specific specialized certificates for specific jobs with the city, but they're not getting the opportunities. What I'm hearing and what's happening is they are actually taking jobs that they're not pleased with, based off of what I'm hearing from young people. So there's no reason why we can't create opportunities, and I'm big on bringing young people in. Yes, I saw the city does have programming, but guess what? The program is not reaching far enough, and that's my frustration.
Yeah.
You have a program in place, but you continually want to focus on a specific group. Well, Edmonton is a big city. We have a lot of young people, a lot of education young people coming out of colleges and universities, so there's no reason why we can't create opportunity. We can extend these programs so the reach goes further, and it's grabbing others within the northeast, the northwest, the southwest, the southeast, the south, the south. There's no reason why we cannot accommodate the citizens of Edmonton in a practical and an efficient way, and that's what I intend to do once the people elect me mayor.
Mayor, oh man, just hearing that name is so far what I'm getting is it's like a nice fit for you. How long have you had, when did the thought of running for mayor come to you, and why did it come to you? Did you feel like the city was out of balance, there was some that the city was missing?
I pay attention to politics. working at the provincial level, watching the transition of government, and then diving and learning policy development and implementation and strategic planning, and then going and getting my master's and, getting the necessary knowledge, building up the skill and the ability through my experience. Be honest with you, I was having a conversation with one of my professors who's currently working with, as a research analyst with Alexandra Orseca Cortez with the AOC. And she asked me one day, based off of just, I was actually finishing up my thesis, and we had a study group, kind of a group, where we were discussing all our topics and where we're at with our research. And she asked me, she says, based off of all the because I had taken a previous courses with her, and she asked, well, based off of the papers and a lot of the research you're doing, what's your plans? And I did all that to become an executive for the provincial government. That was the ultimate plan. Once I took the contract with Heart Lake First Nations and started working with different councils, and I realized that there's no good people. There's no one who really cares. And the ones that do care, we're dealing with party politics, or we're dealing with, lack of support. Or they just don't have the energy because they don't want to deal with the forces that's before them. I've never been like that. When I have a barrier, I usually go through it, over it, to the side of it, I'll dig it, and if I have to blow the barrier up, it's blown up. So that's how I do things. I'm an action taker. So my professor basically convinced me. She told me that, consider municipal. Because she says, it seems like you would be good in politics. And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, maybe. And then last August, 2024, I decided to not return to the contract because I was ready, my spirit, I have a good connection with God, and, as I grow older, I've learned that young people never ignore your gut. I know when you're young, you have that gut feeling, but you want to do it, but your gut, that's kind of a spiritual connection. There's an ailment in your spirit saying, don't do it, maybe not. And I never used to listen to my gut. So when God speaks to me and my spirit says, this is where the direction you need to do to help people, this is what led me into my mayoral run for Edmonton. It's just my spirit. So I said all that to say that.
No, that's good. It's your spirit. And what's better than following your spirit, following your gut, your intuitions? Because you never know what's to come of it.
Well, God is speaking to you. Mm-hmm. It's for you to understand what's being said. Do you read the room? Like I said, young people, sometimes they don't follow. You're not ready yet.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now where I've been following my gut for years, and it's never led me in a negative direction. So,
I've done a little research. I'm not gonna say too much, but I've seen that the voting percentage they've never really been at high when it comes to people my age. In my age, I mean from late teens to about
25?
mid to almost late 20s.
Okay.
The percentage for that age group to vote tends to be low. What do you have plans on doing to get the younger people's attention?
Right now, I've teamed up with Andrew Parker. He's prevalent in the community. He's been, helping me as far as connecting me with young people. I've already been out knocking doors. When I see young people on the street, I'm talking to them. I'm asking them questions. I'm a train taker, LRT taker, so when I'm on the train, that's all I've been doing is talking. And I've always talked to them. The thing about me is I'm in tune with young people. I'm really rooted. I'm really in tune. Like when I'm telling them at the debate that, I'm really rooted, they're like, oh, I don't even know this guy. I've been here my whole life, seriously. For me to talk to young people or listen to them, it's nothing. I've been doing it, and I know what they're concerned. So when I'm talking to a young person, biggest concern with young people, there's no culture. They don't feel like there's entertainment scene enough. They're graduating with educations they've invested in, and they're not able to get on with city companies, the city, with the positions that they would like to be in. They would like City Council to take Alberta in more of an innovative way in regards to even utilizing our solar panel or solar power in order to utilize our energy in parking lots, in various, I've heard, listen, I'm meeting with young people too. It's not just old people. They're actually, can we talk? Okay, let's talk. Tell me what's your idea, what you're thinking. And I'm willing to bring them into the fold, and a lot of them need jobs. A lot of them need opportunities, and I'm willing to create those opportunities because there's some, there's some smart young people here who have the knowledge. They just need to develop the skills. They need the opportunity in order to get into the position to develop the skills. So creating jobs for them is one of the most important things, and I intend to do so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I said, I'm bringing the film industry into Edmonton. I'm going to establish it. That alone, as far as just the initial over 4,000 plus jobs, over 4,000 plus on average tourism, all the original money going to the restaurants, hospitality, tourism. The residual that falls off of that will going on to creators like yourself, to different grassroots organizations who decide to do different functions. That revenue alone in the first phase is not only going to change our culture, but I'm also teaming up with the promoters around Edmonton. Like I said, City Council, we really need to extend our roots, and we need to pull everybody into the fold. If we can support, as City Council, up-and-comers, obviously developers as well, they're always in the fold. That'll never change, right? But even if we can make it a lot more sensible that the city feels good in regards to the citizens of Edmonton feel good about developments. Now let's go into the infills. I'm here. I was trying to avoid it without mentioning it. If we start listening to neighborhoods and what works best for each neighborhood based off of whether you're in the River Valley, whether you're on the south side, whether you're in an older part of downtown, let the citizens reflect what goes on in regards to infills. And that's my intention. We're going to let the voices of Edmontonians be heard. And I have nothing to prove. I don't think I'm smarter than anybody. I'm here to work with everybody.
Jeez. My last few questions for you. I want to go back to the film industry you're talking about. When you say film, specify. What type of film are we talking about?
Well, the goal in the first phase, like I said, I'll be laying this out, but I intend to open a film office here at City Hall, where you come for obviously incentives for land, for different contracts right out of there. Start to connect the dots in regards to the various elements of industry, pulling them together. I didn't bring it. Just starting, I have the business plan layout. It's just I'm trying to recall each step, but I want to focus on phase one because that's the most important phase. It's just establishing the film office, starting connecting with various producers and companies to get the business here. The goal in the first phase is to have 3 TV shows and 3 streaming shows, Edmonton, right out of Edmonton produced, Edmonton created, right out of Edmonton. That's the first goal.
Okay.
If we can get that going in the first phase, then, like I said, the numbers is, 80 million plus.
Oof.
And like I said, Calgary has, in last year, grossed $400 million off their industry. I don't want our young people having to go to Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, Georgia, Shreveport, Louisiana, where 50 Cent has opened up his studios. I don't want them going to LA. We can do it right here. And eventually, phase 3 is building a studio, state-of-the-art studio, with all the land we have. Is
this something like what Tyler Perry got going on, where he has a whole land full, it's just all studio? Like in this department, it's dramatic scene, in that department, it's comedic.
Once you build the studio, that's where the business, that's the industry now. We've established the industry. So now, when we get to phase 3, that would be phase 3. It's a 10-year plan. We got to do it, and we got to work within the budget. And I'm going to have to spend a little, but the money and the revenues we make back,
Be
No
worth
problem.
it.
Oh yeah, that
Be worth
300,
it.
400 million annually.
You could go to the moon with that.
Well, we don't. We'll pay off all property taxes. So we want to. No one in Edmonton will no longer have to worry about that. That revenue, I will pay off everyone's property tax.
And that's your
And then
word.
all the money's left over. We go ahead and we support those grassroots and those housing developments and those people who are working with the vulnerable. You know, we fire infrastructure. Come on.
Yeah.
We spread it around, but we take care of Edmontonians first.
Oh, most definitely. Have to.
That's my key. That's why I'm here. I'm about Edmontonians, man.
Now, let's say, obviously, God forbid, let's say you don't get the position, you don't win. What's your next step?
Well, my next step is probably take a break, reevaluate, and then we'll talk at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm focused in right now. When I'm focused, this is
Tunnel
what I'm
vision.
focused on. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And I know I have a uphill battle. I understand that our current old guard, they don't want to see change, but unfortunately they can't stop change that Edmontonians want to see. So now you're dealing with somebody who's rooted in Edmonton and guided by the voice of Edmontonians, and my intention is to give it my all. First time I've been campaigning, but I'm having a hell of a time. Like this has been a blast.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting everybody and I'm speaking to everybody, but we'll see when it comes to election day, October 20th.
20th. Yes,
Right?
sir.
And I just thank you for inviting me on your platform.
Of course.
I hope that you vote for me and support me. Of
course.
And everybody who's following, reach out to olneytugwellcampaign.ca and don't be shy. You see me on the street, say hello. I'll probably say hello before you say hello, but say hello. Now you have somebody who's approachable and somebody who's a representative of you, Edmontonians. Each community in this city will now have a real voice. And I want to reassure you, I'm excited to work with the city manager's office. I'm excited to work with Daniel Smith because when it comes to business for the capital city, it's Edmontonians first, capital city first.
See, I was going to ask I want to say maybe a week or two ago, I was looking for your social media. All I was able to find was just an email. Do you have somewhere else people could reach you at? Do you have an Instagram, a Facebook, anything of that nature?
Yes, Olney Tugwell Campaign, Instagram.
Oh, you're going to have to spell that out.
OLNEYTUGWELL campaign.ca. That's my Instagram, that's my webpage. Facebook, Olney Tugwell, Olney Dookie Tugwell, sorry. And then Olney Tugwell mayoral page, so there's two. Another Instagram is Duke8083. And that's another.
I'll make sure somewhere up here.
Yeah, they're all
I'll
interconnected.
Yeah.
I'm not good with social media too. That's why I just post music.
You post music?
I'm a music guy. So if
Yeah.
I'm playing something and I'm vibing, let me post this up.
I'll post it.
Yeah.
But in this world that you're going to be getting into, you're going to have to get, especially if you're trying to get in contact with guys like me, people of like my age, or maybe even a little bit older, social media is the way to go.
Well, that's
social
why
media is the quickest.
I got my young girl, Stevie,
Yeah.
videographer. I have a young gentleman who's about to come on board from the U of A. I don't want to say his name yet, but he'll be taking over my campaign management.
Yeah.
The ball is rolling, and as it's rolling, it's just rolling even faster, and more
That's
people
good.
are coming in. So, I've let God guide me, and everyone I've met, they're true, they're pure, they're honest, and they want to support me.
Yeah.
I never wanted to work with anyone who doesn't believe. So I love the fact that I have all young people who are coming around, and I hope that everyone look out. They'll be doing a lot of work, and they've already begun.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So give it some time. I'm new to this, but within the next week or two, you'll be seeing a lot.
For sure.
And then, even with you, if there's anywhere you want me to go or be, reach out. Let me know. Come here. I think you should meet this person, because that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
It's the people. The people. They want to see me succeed. So
Definitely.
they want me to meet more and more people.
Nice. See, I'm loving these answers. If I could, I might vote for you twice if I could.
I wish. And it's important to know there's new election rules. Specifically, you have to register online prior to going to the voting booth with your ID.
That's how you got to do it now?
Yeah, Daniel Smith put that in place earlier this year, as well as there's no longer the formal way of calculating ballots. Now it's like more of an American style, Texas style, where they're doing hand ballots. So she switched it up a little bit,
No
but
way.
that's provincial and that's federal level stuff.
Yeah.
We're worried about Edmonton, we're worried about the capital city, and we're worried about the welfare of those businesses, the safety of our young people on LRT, our partnership with the provincial government, as well as our business plan and taxes. Like I said, it's not necessarily the taxes, it's more about our spending. But we have to audit everything to find out where the numbers are at so that we can move forward. And I don't believe what I'm seeing online, and I don't believe what these people spew in our forums. So once I get elected, I will be sitting with those people, specifically the city managers, and we will be, plotting and planning to figure out, the steps to get the numbers that Edmontonians require so that I can share with you where Edmonton is at, and I can share with you how we're going to deal with our upcoming business planning and how we're going to deal with effectively lowering our taxes.
So just to make sure I got this straight, I have to go online, register online, and then go to the ballot.
Yes, with your ID.
Oh, so I can't just go straight.
No, that was in the past. This
Wow.
is new. Yeah, this is, they want data. Come on.
Wow,
We're in social media age.
No,
data is important to them.
It makes
right?
sense, but
they can do things with data. Everyone can.
Yeah. It was just a few months ago was my first time voting when it for the whole prime minister thing, and literally I just went in, showed ID, and then so now hearing that I have to sign in or make an account, whatever the case may be, is kind of.
What I'm going to do is I will post it up on my webpage. So if you go to olney-tugwell-campaign.ca, and I'll do that. I'll make sure I do that sometime today because there's a bunch of stuff I have to post. I've just been so busy, and those people who have sent me emails, I'm going to get back to you. I've just been so busy. I've been moving around
all over the place,
and it's hard to sit down in front of a computer and just answer. But I will be answering everybody. Not like I promised when City Council 24 hours, but right now it's just me. The team is forming. So bear with me. I'm going to get back to everybody. Just little patience. I just need myself. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, that's all I got to ask you. Is there any final things you would like to say before I wrap this all up?
Yes, I would like to just let Edmontonians know that change is not easy, but change is necessary, especially when we want effective management, practical way of leadership, and when we want our voices to be heard. I'm looking for all your representation, I'm looking for all your support, and I'm looking for all your votes. Olney Tugwell, reach out to me. I'm available. So no security with me. I am my security. So I look forward to meeting everybody, and I look forward to the upcoming elections. And thank you very much once again, Marlo. I love this. I really had fun.
What I like to do, is, obviously, if it's okay with you, maybe early October, like obviously right before the election, for me to have you back on, and then you'll talk about what's been going on from August 20, whatever day it is today, to whatever day I decide to have you on next time.
Okay.
And then we'll have like a recap for the next, what is that, like 12 weeks from now? However long that is from now. You just talk to me what's new, what's old. Why do you feel like you're definitely getting the position more now than before?
I don't feel like being in the position. Like I finished a debate where everyone, why do you think you're the best fit for mayor? I don't think I'm the best fit. I think I'm the most effective. I think I'm the one who cares the most and the one who's going to go in there and actually help our communities. It's not a best thing when you're working for the people. When you're a public servant, it's a people thing. What does best have? Can you lower my taxes, sir? Because you're the best if you can get the taxes lowered. Well, there's a lot more work to do. This is the job.
Yeah.
This is what we're here to do. We signed up to help. I'm a public... Before we leave, and now I'm going on a rant, just to give you some content.
Okay.
Infills was such a big thing. I've been watching live stream of City Council since January, and really paying attention and listening to everybody. They've been here for a long time, 10 years, 8 years, 12 years, 15. Those are a long time. And I voted for so many people and never really listened to them. So after listening and seeing the infill thing, I was surprised so much Edmontonians came out. It was amazing. That was the best exciting part of all January was when that was happening. So I was clicked in, I was watching, I was like, oh wow, this is great, because now they're hearing the voices of the businesses, the neighborhood heads, the people in the neighborhood. It stretched for almost a week and a half. That's when you heard about, I don't know if you did, when the two councillors fought. One of them cursed at the other one because they were scheduled to go off for summer break.
Yeah.
And the following Monday, and this was the Friday, and they had extended it, right? And they wanted to extend it further. The counselor was like, I'm not saying names because I don't want to promote them, but the counselor was like, we're public servants. We're here to hear the voices of Edmonton. This is an important view. She basically told her to F herself. It's online. Go check it. It's so funny. But I was watching it in live. Like, I was like, wow. Get the popcorn up. I was like, get the popcorn up. This is hilarious. And if that's what's going on in regards to working as a team, that showed me they don't like each other. Not really. They're professionals trying to be professional, but can't be professional when the pressure is on and when the public's on. Now, they ended up extending it and hearing everybody, but then the vote comes. One person is there, he decides not to vote strategically. I already know that. You don't got to tell me because there's an election coming up. You heard all these people, but you couldn't make a decisive decision to support what you've just heard because you think you're going to come in and then you're going to put what you want to put in place. Sorry, sir. You've had 10 years to do that, 12 actually.
Yeah.
And sir, as a counselor, no one liked your ideas.
Yeah.
And you never voted the way you should have been voting. We have another gentleman, that same vote, who leaves on vacation due to the commitment of his relationship I respect. You're a public servant who wants to be mayor. So are you going to pull a Sohi and when an election comes, oh, I'm running for MLA. Sorry, Edmonton. Or are you going to stick with Edmontonians who are going to help support us? This was a vital infill vote. The man left and said technology and this and that. And he didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care. How do you not care about your job?
Yeah.
And then you have the nerve to come and then, act like, oh, well, I'm mayor, I'm going to be mayor. And then, another thing. We're not allowed to advertise our campaign until September 22nd after midnight. But
Why is that?
That's the election rules under the Election Act of Alberta. Look it up, confirm it.
Yeah.
But yet, and this is where party politics has no place in municipal election. One of our candidates has his Better Edmonton party. Drive through these neighborhoods and see all these big signs they have up. Reason why they can get away with that is because now that they have big party politics, they have big money. So that little $200 fine a day, I don't even think it's a day, but I hope it's a day. It doesn't affect somebody with $9 million or $5 million or two, but somebody like me, I'm independent, who has the minimum, who's only allowed to collect contributions and donations up to 1.1 million, which is our census for our population. They could just, because they have a party, and that's, I think, he thinks that this is the provincial or federal level and doesn't understand that parties don't represent the voices of Edmontonians.
Yeah.
So I'm rooted in Edmonton, guided by the voices. There's some free bonus content for Marlo. That's my opinion on the way they're handling our city, they're handling our people, they're handling our communities, and they're handling us. I'm bringing it back to us because it's an Edmontonian thing. There is no room for party politics at the municipal level. Thank you, Marlo.
One little thing I want to add on to that,
Yes, sir.
and then we could wrap it up. Ain't it crazy how you could kind of bend reality when you have a certain amount of money behind you? Like, and the reason why I'm saying that is because when you're talking about the things he was able to get away with because of how big his party is and how much money he has behind him.
It's a reflection on how he's been abusing the system as well. You got to look beyond just, why aren't you following the rules? And why is everyone expected to follow the rules?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. You're above rules. Oh, you've been there for this long, so you think you can manipulate the system to benefit you. Well, you're attempting to manipulate the viewpoints of Edmontonians. We're not stupid and you're not smarter than us.
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody, Google it. September 22nd is when you'll see my signs and everybody else's signs out. But because they got the party money, they believe, oh, we'll pay that. That's nothing. No one likes you guys.
Yeah.
So why do you think big signs is going to help? And another thing, think about this. When I win, some of his candidates on his party might be elected in their wards. So are they going to be listening to the mayor and those councillors who were elected by the people? Or will they be listening to their former head, who's no longer part of the council?
Yeah.
who are they? Who are they? Beholden to? Who are these? Now you're stuck with the party. So what? When we have votes crucial that Edmonton, you're going to block us because you have a party. Oh, I'm part of this party. That doesn't represent Edmontonian households. Yeah. That doesn't represent Edmonton. So I encourage Edmontonians to think twice before you vote for this party or any of these parties, because this is not the provincial level nor the federal level. This is the municipal city level. This is our voices, our views, our communities.
Now, I kind of already know the answer to this. If I was to ask you to drop a name, would you do that?
I've already dropped names. Check out, I want you to check out Mayoral Forum, Ladies or Mrs. T, Ladies Corner. I'll send you the link. Check it out. That was my first meeting, and they ignored me. I'll be honest with you. They were trying to disrespect me. But I'm used to it. That means nothing. You don't represent the people. That's why I'm here. And I told them that. But the names, I told them to their face. So to answer your question, when you see and you hear what I say based off of, what we're talking about now, you'll get their reaction on how they handled it. And they handled it as usual. They just don't acknowledge people who they don't think matters.
Man, what a crazy world politics is, man.
I'm learning.
Yeah. You would think politics is black and white, but there's so much gray areas.
Well, for me, it's black and white. I'm a truth teller. That doesn't change.
It
doesn't change. I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, you want me to handle the truth, but you can't handle the truth? Well, I'm very good with handling the truth. I love the truth. Tell me the truth so that I could move effectively and efficiently and make sure that things are running smoothly. But when you're lying and this, that, and this and that, I hate talking about the figures, because does the figures matters if you don't really know the figures? We got it off of the internet. Is it accurate? Don't I have to go and do my due diligence and talk to those professionals who did the math and figure out where did this number come from? If you can explain the number to me, then guess what? I don't know nothing. I'm coming in blank slate. I'm dumb to it. Explain to me. Make it make sense. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Now I could come to Edmontonians immediately. This is what they said we're doing as far as the numbers go, so we can do this, that, and the other based off of this, that, and the other. That's how we should be doing it. Transparency. We all should know what's going on. Any decision, any business relationship, any project, and which it happens now. But I mean, I'm pulling you in now. I'm going to be on your phones. If we have to develop an app down in that hall specifically for Edmontonians so that we can interact with my young folk who I hope to continue to build up, that's what we'll do. Anything to engage and make sure that the voices are heard from each community. And as I meet each community leaders and I go to all these meet and greets and all these things and they hear me talk, the passion and the energy, this is a normal thing. This is why I was successful at basketball. It's always been here, man. So you see the energy you feel, you're like, I see it in you. There's times you're like, ooh, trust me. When I walk in and I get everyone going and we're focused, whether it be we're focused on making a plan, whether it be working out, auditing, whether it be I'm one of those people, very engaging leader. I'm an authentic transformational leader. That's my style. But I'm very engaging when it comes to my leadership, because I want to make sure it's not a micromanaged thing. It's a me checking up on you to make sure you're all right thing.
Perfect.
I'm never micromanaging. I'm here to check on you. How can I support you like I'm supporting everybody else? I'm a helper, man. I'm here. I care about people, so I'm not like these people.
No, I'm seeing the difference for sure. Well, that's, again, for a second time, that's everything I got to ask. Any final things you want to throw out there?
I'm good. I really appreciate the interview. This has been a pleasure, and I wish you all the best. And to all your followers, vote October 20th, Olney, Tugwell.
And vote, vote, vote. It's your boy Convo with Marlo.
Olney, Tugwell.
And I appreciate having you on.
Thank you.
And I'm out.